However, don't assume that all of this money will arrive at once. I believe that's all, and it's true that the sailor is pushing out. Did you witness Jeff Bezos purchase any Bitcoin? I haven't. I haven't seen anyone purchase any recently, you know? Here's my thesis regarding the current situation. What is genuinely happening today? The probable price swings of XRP and numerous other cryptocurrency will be covered by Fred Krueger, while the digital landscape is changing and billionaires, big institutions, and a host of other people are becoming more and more active. I will go into more detail later in the film, but I want to briefly point out that BlackRock has already hedged their bets against a few specific cryptocurrencies. Be sure to keep an eye out for it. Fred Krueger has a lot of really significant things to say, so let's listen to him carefully first. To ensure that everyone sees it, use the like button. Let's begin. At the end of the day, I do believe that it's a compelling religion and a compelling value proposition. I also believe that everyone will eventually come to terms with it, and I believe that the power of laws is the reason why this idea is spreading at this rate. Where I disagree with Saylor is that, he sort of said, well, if 6 billionaires like me buy it, well, yeah, I mean 6 billionaires. The fact that 6 billionaires purchase Bitcoin won't lead its value to increase. 10 million individuals decide to invest their savings in it, thus it will increase. 6 millionaires don't rule the world. The long tail of the reason why stocks increased is what determines it. It's not because one man purchases stocks, rather, it's because everyone is shifting their financial allocation to the EOS and P 500. Therefore, I believe that it's not as much as we would like to claim that it's Argentina, El Salvador, Elon Musk, or Saylor. The masses are more significant. The average Joe is more significant, and the average American is, in my opinion, the most significant thing at the moment. That's the most crucial factor, getting the typical American who has money in their 401k to invest further in Bitcoin. That, rather than these millionaires, is most likely what will propel it. Because Gen Xers and boomers like me, have all the money by themselves. Have, as a group, far more money than the sailors. Indeed, the wealthiest 1% certainly possess a lot, but the next 9%, in fact, the top 10%, control 90% of all equities. That's where those things are located, and that's sort of the problem. How do the 10%, the real estate and equity owners, change their minds about the matter? Telling them, you know what, I'm getting a little old, is a big deal. Joe Burnett, my child, advises me to get Bitcoin. Instead of doing what my dad would have advised, I might heed Joe's suggestion. Many of us don't see it, but some of us do, like Larry, myself, and others. Therefore, I believe that it will work out in the end and that it is inevitable. And I would simply advise everyone to board the train and then simply board this train that is taking off. Trash the model regardless of what you intend to do to them. I don't care if you want to trash them. For example, if you find the model useful, that's fantastic. Make use of the model. You may have a model that says everything will go to pot if you want to, and you also know that it might work for you. I don't give a damn about the model. Regardless, purchasing Bitcoin will be advantageous. This is my thesis regarding the current situation. Actually, what's happening? Because I believe that if you go back a year ago, or even a little more than a year ago, Saylor was present at that event and he stated that there will be a lot more Lightning transactions in the future and that people would simply be zapping each other with Bitcoin. It will only be a Bitcoin world, after which all other tokens will be considered illegal securities. All other coins are essentially scams and they will all have to submit registration statements before the SEC shuts them down. Thus, such was the role of the Saylor, who I would say is essentially the GigaChad of Bitcoin. And according to the Bitcoin gospel, that was the Bible. Looking back, you can see that we went through this ETF phase 2 years ago. Correct. Suddenly, during the ETF period, it was like, wait a minute, boy, these people from Wall Street are arriving. For us, they will be holding Bitcoin. Furthermore, we no longer have your Bitcoin or your keys. For now, we'll put that out of our minds. Although we don't particularly like it because it goes against the original objective of Bitcoin, we're essentially going to let Larry Fink and BlackRock in, because it's likely going to boost the price of the cryptocurrency, so we're probably going to be fine with it. Many people really knocked me down and said that the ETF would not succeed. Lynn Alden, for instance, said that this ETF was totally boring. For real Bitcoiners like myself, the ETF is completely irrelevant, and sediment is far more fascinating. Just think about what took place that year. In addition to the ETF that occurred in 2024, Solana has just exploded, which is another event that occurred in 2024 that Bitcoiners are not particularly aware of. Indeed, it is a truly remarkable phenomenon. According to the data a year and a half ago, Solana was making fewer transactions and had fewer unique users than Bitcoin. Currently, it has perhaps 10 times as many users as Bitcoin. This isn't a coincidence. This coin of the month isn't trash, this is a significant trend. In the ecosystem, this is a significant event. I believe that one of the things that Bitcoiners are still holding onto is the notion that certain things like Lightning or Fediment will function, even though they aren't working at all, they simply aren't functioning. No traction. And that's exactly why BlackRock is concentrating on initiatives like XRP, HBR, XDC, and others. You know, BlackRock seldom ever sells anything around its winners, because they aim to amass as many of them as possible before the general public learns about them. And when the masses do, they will have such a strong position that they will nearly always make a lot of money. To put it another way, BlackRock is currently analyzing the cryptocurrency market in a way that no one else in the industry is. They are also coming to the conclusion that certain projects are much superior to others. What makes them superior now? Well, their use case and utility. They are the ones you want to wager on if they have a practical use, improve people's lives, and do something that genuinely advances society. For this same reason, BlackRock is placing its bet on XRP rather than Bitcoin. These days, BlackRock exclusively launched Bitcoin-related products because it is the most popular cryptocurrency. Additionally, at the time, Bitcoin was the only cryptocurrency with any kind of regulatory clarity because no government agency was claiming that it was not a cryptocurrency. BlackRock has had plenty of time to amass XRP, XDC, HBR, and other cryptocurrencies that will be revolutionizing the world, now that the rest of the cryptocurrency industry has regulatory clarity. We will also hear a great deal more about those. And I want you guys to be ready for that because I really believe that those projects that truly contribute to the real world and make a difference will blow up after the dust settles. To ensure you don't miss a single video, please hit the like button and subscribe if you agree with that message. I'll see you all again soon. Goodbye.